So we're Dobutsu Lounge. We're an adult host lounge. Then we have events at Phoenix Comic Con and TaiyoCon currently. I'm Dana, and I'm the head hostess.
I'm Michael Spatafor, and I'm the founder and CEO of this group. Dobutsu Lounge is modeled after a Japanese hostess club, where it's basically one big party. It's not a super serious environment. People come to interact with the hostesses and have a good time and relax after the long day. So it's a good time for everybody to sit back and relax. So the origins of Dobutsu started, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, when I was asked to do a cat lounge at Konnichiwa in Tucson. And since then, the group kind of stayed together at that point. And I'm like, wow, we can make this something because this isn't really anywhere else. So that's kind of how Dobutsu Lounge was born, created out of a necessity for something that wasn't there. Personally, I think one of my favorite parts of Dobutsu was seeing just how big we've gotten. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, we would never think to do photo shoots, to have a website, to have our people lining up across a building to get into our events. I just never, to have Teddy Lloyd or any of the other VIP guests that we've hosted over the years come into our lounge. Just nothing that I thought would be possible.
My favorite part is just interacting with guests. I have the most fun hanging out with all the people that come to play games with us and watch us perform. I love watching the other girls perform because they're so talented. I love our group.
One of the biggest mishaps for me was one of the events that we were doing, the hotel kind of messed us up a little bit, and they took out a room that we were originally going to use, so it was a lot of back and forth for months and months and months about what's going to happen, what are we going to do for the event, is the event even going to happen, but with all the creative minds on our team, we made it work, and it turned out better than it had ever been. And it's super stressful when it gets closer and closer and closer, especially in the beginning, because I ran it more as oh man, I'm just having fun, let's have fun with this, when I didn't necessarily take it seriously in the beginning with events and deadlines and stuff, so I was always trying to play catch up. Luckily, I learned from that, and I don't do that anymore.
It would definitely be like making costumes last minute, because we're a group of, there are 20 girls right now in our group, and everyone comes over like a couple days before the event to just make costumes all together, which is super fun, but very, very stressful. Trying to get all these costumes done for that many people is an interesting conundrum of time management.
I kind of avoid that when that happens.
Yeah, it's just the girls. The girls will do the stuff last minute. I would definitely say fuck the haters, and also it really only matters how you view yourself. It honestly, if anyone has a problem with you, that's their problem. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about how you feel. If you feel pretty, covered in glitter, and being a size 20, do it. Just fucking do it. It's all about confidence.
It is all about confidence. It is kind of really hard on the guys, at least.
Yes, the guys are way more self-conscious than the girls are.
We are definitely, because none of us are, super ripped, shredded abs, the ideal man that, society has brought upon us. But once we're all in our element, taking care of everything, yes, we do get a couple comments, rude comments like, oh man, these, they're girls are all good, but the guys are subpar.
The girls get mean comments too.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what? Screw them. Just do what you like. Well, we have had a couple problems, but it's not, when everybody looks at these groups, they're like, oh, it's, a costume or it's an event. But since we're expanding at the rate that we're expanding, our roadblocks have really been monetary based.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're all, doing the best we can, and unfortunately,
it's really since everyone pays for making their own costumes, and we do several different costumes a year, it kind of adds up on everybody, and it makes paying for things pretty difficult, like all the photo shoots, all the props that we use for photo shoots, Rissa's time that she donates. Our photographer donates her time. If we didn't have her, we wouldn't be able to do photo shoots. If we didn't have some of us that were willing to spend money out of our own pocket, we really wouldn't be able to do as much as we do.
And it is something that I've looked into, and I do have something set up now. Unfortunately, we don't have a constant revenue stream to make it financially stable currently. Not saying that the group's going to go anywhere because we're not financially stable, because we can make everything work. But as we expand and try to do events outside of conventions, like solo events, then that's where that extra income really comes into effect. One way that they can help us out, I know we don't have it set up right now, but within the next couple of weeks, at least by PCC, Phoenix Comic Con, we'll have a store envy,
right?
Whatever.
We'll have some kind of store set up for prints.
For prints and possibly other merchandise that they could buy
from us.
Which the proceeds go back to the group to help us expand.
Buy new games and have more photo shoots and keep everything relevant and fun. Okay, so right now, just because Dragon Maid finished, it's definitely Toru and Miss Kobayashi are like my top couple right now. They're like my favorite ever. In anime. I have other OTPs from other genres of.
That's a really hard
that
question
penguin
for me
and
to
the idol
answer.
penguin from.
Well, yes, that is one of that. I think his name is Grape Coon, and Kimono Friends Penguin.
The humble
ha 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 or whatever.
Ululu.
But I watch so much anime. This is really.
On the spot.
Yeah. Come on, man. And Yuria from Hokuto no Ken or Fist of the North Star. His passion for her to wander the wasteland, apocalyptic wasteland, looking for her is just, beautiful. Everybody should watch Fist of the North Star.
What you should expect when you come into the lounge is, first things first, you get to pick the table that you want to sit at. Most of the time there's girls already sitting at the table, so if there's someone that excites your fancy, just go hang out with them if they seem like cool, interesting people. And then for the first, every 20 minutes we play games with the host or hostess that's at your table. Those games can be anything from Jenga, Cards Against Humanity, beer pong, truth or dare. What other fun games do we have?
Whatever,
spoons,
exploding
kittens.
Weird random card games we find.
Sometimes poker, but most of the time we come up with really weird games that we make up on our own. Egyptian rat screw, that was very popular last time. And then throughout the night we do typically between 2 to 4 raffles, and they're all various items. Sometimes they're signed posters from the girls. We've done a figure, an anime figure before. We've had wall scrolls. Lots of wall scrolls have been raffled off. We try to buy new things each event, so they're always different and they're always new. And then there's performances throughout the night as well, so you can see people sing, dance, do comedy bits, magic shows, any strange talents that they have, play their bass. It's always fun to watch because we have such a talented group of people, and they just make me so proud.
Also, they can sit back and enjoy a custom-themed cocktail most of the time.
Cocktails. Try to have cocktails.
If they're 21, of course.
Yeah, if they're 21 or older, they can have alcohol.
You know, so it's a good way to unwind. And then at the end of the day, we have an event that goes back both to the girls and then to a local charity, which is a auction. But the auction isn't for any sort of physical item, it's for hanging out with the girls or guys at the event. But most of the time, you know, it's not just one person betting on a girl, it's like a whole table, like people who don't even know each other pool their money in to get a hostess or a host.
A bunch of hostesses.
Or a bunch of them to hang out with them and to keep the party rolling. You know, the money also, you know, goes back and helps us expand and grow, but also helps the local community out as well.
I like it.
I would say they do have to experience it in the setting. I don't like that it's still taboo. I think it's pretty silly to be taboo.
Because it's really just like a party that a bunch of people are hosting that we're just trying to keep having fun, really. There's nothing too taboo about it. It really shouldn't be taboo because in Eastern cultures it's a normal thing to go to a host lounge and hang out with someone and pay your time to hang out with someone one-on-one, or even a maid cafe to spend your time with someone one-on-one. For some reason Western culture just sexualizes everything. It really isn't sexual in nature. It's just a fun time to hang out with people. It's an intimate experience where you get to actually get to know the performers in the group as opposed to watching it from an audience.
It's having that intimate experience with the members of the lounge, and you know, a part of seeing them up on a stage and having that disconnect. You really get to know these girls and guys, and who doesn't want to be surrounded by, you know, a diverse group of people, like the members of our lounge. Scantily clad, diverse people. Both girls and guys, like the guys are like, oh hey, I'm photogenic, let me wear this kitty lingerie for a joke, you know.
Yeah, we're all about fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously either.
Well, we're most active on our Facebook, which is just Dobutsu Lounge on Facebook, which there's probably going to be a link somewhere by this video.
We're also now more active on our Instagram as well, if you want to catch some like behind the scenes photos and videos and of our photo shoots and our events. And hopefully we'll be more active on Twitter as well. And we'll be launching a website after Phoenix Comic Con. Yeah.
Have a good day.